Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be starting a brand new campaign with Helman Ghorst. So as always, if you enjoy the content, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out a ton on the channel. If you'd like to sponsor a campaign yourself, just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind. It's just $3 an episode, minimum 10 episodes. Please email me before you donate, though, just so I can give you a time frame estimation, so I can let you know if there are other people in queue and tell you whenever I might be able to start releasing the episodes. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. And I will link at the beginning of this also my Festus campaign that I'm doing, and I'm going to do some more Warriors of Chaos. But I also want to do something that's not just up in the north in Norska. I'll probably do an independent review of Warriors of Chaos, and I think it's really cool in a lot of ways, but one major critique that I have is that it kind of forces you to interact in the north, or you're going to have a really hard time with the economy. I'm trying to do it differently with Festus. So I'm trying to just take over the Empire and, like, push that way without going into Norska. But it definitely hurts your income a lot if you don't try to go for those Dark Strongholds. So, anyways, it's nice to get out of the north and come down here and do something different. Although I will say the playstyle at the beginning is going to be similar-esque to Festus in the sense with Ghorst that you just kind of want to clump up and just, you know, deathball over people. But you do get some interesting units down the line, some other utility, and I think that Ghorst, honestly, might be one of the strongest lords in the game. I think he might be the strongest lord in the early game. He's right there with Festus. I think both of them are absurdly powerful in the early game, and they have changed quite a few things about the vampire counts. Not like an insane amount, but enough to where it'll probably feel a little different, and he starts in a different location, so let's go ahead and get in here. He starts off with Lesser Raised Dead for Corpse Cart and Mortar Engine units, so you get basically one free zombie to go with him. Raised Dead pool capacity +4. We'll talk about that. It's very similar to Festus's capacity for raising up units. Casualty replenishment rate 10% for your whole faction. That's obviously really good. Poison attacks for zombies and skeletons for your whole faction. That's really good. He's immune to plague stuff. He's immune to contact effects. So stuff like poison from other lords, and all of his zombies and crypt ghouls get +30 armor. So he might, I don't know if he's necessarily a hard counter to Nurgle, but he's really, really good against Nurgle. If they have the 20% physical resist, it might get interesting. But the fact that he has the AoE magic damage, it just makes him incredibly good against almost any other infantry blob. Festus has that too. So there are some similarities. And I thought about, do I really want to do Ghorst right after Festus? But I think I do. Because they start in a different location, and I think he's going to be one of the most aggressive, like, fast expanding lords in the game. Because in theory, I should be able to afford so many armies. Because we're going to be using mostly, like, zombies to fill out a lot of armies, and then just a handful of business units. Okay, so first up, let me just go over a couple of things here that have changed. As far as the technologies, they look very similar. This tree down here, this Lamian Blood, is okay. You do get an initial kiss, so you do want to pick this up probably fairly early just to get your first blood kiss if you want to do that. The Corruption in all provinces +2. I think it used to be +1. I'm not 100% about that, and I think it used to be further over, so they moved this over here, which is good. And you get allegiance points. We're probably not going to be making that many alliances. We're just going to be killing everybody. City income, like, this is great for later in the game, not necessary as early. They don't have do they not have the public order one? Looks like they don't have the public order one anymore. I believe there used to be one. Maybe it was growth. But anyways, this is good, like, later on. This is still kind of whatever. I wouldn't go up here with this lord. Probably. Now, this is where the most changes have happened around here. So, one of the big things they did was they got rid of the 100% upkeep reduction for skeletons. It was in the first game, which is obviously insanely powerful and lets you go wide. But they added a ton for zombies, and you have to remember that it's Warhammer 3, even on Legendary. And I forgot to show you guys, of course, this is Legendary, very hard. The end-game scenario, I just put it as the default for turn 100 to 150 at the standard amount. I should have buffed it up to 200%, but whatever, who cares? It's fine. So you don't have free armies, but it's only, I believe, an additional 3% upkeep per extra army. And the zombies are so cheap anyways, you might even be able to get them for free. And they added a lot of extra bonuses for zombies. So minus 35% upkeep there, 5 leadership, Dead Rise again, 15% chance. So basically in the base game, you could not modify it, but there was some percentage chance when you lost units in a battle, then they could come back with like 1% HP at the end of the battle. Well, now you have a way to increase that. You also have movement speed for zombies there, which is definitely relevant. Recruitment cost for zombies is lower, and raised dead cost, not just recruitment, which is good. And base healing cap for zombies is plus 100%, which means I think you can heal 2 times their maximum HP. It's really good. 20% physical resist for all zombies is obviously insane. And then Vanguard deployment for all zombies is really good too. And recruitment pool capacity plus 8. So I just think that if you ever have to try to defend one of your towns, you could just raise a lord and just grab a bunch of zombies and defend. So that's going to be pretty good with how fast and how wide I hope we're going to be able to go. And then up here, plus 5 melee defense for zombies and skeletons and stuff like that. So that's all really, really good bonuses. Down here, they gave something that was kind of cool. Yeah, the hunger for crypt horrors. So that gives them extra regeneration. And crypt horrors are really good. We'll talk about that. I thought they were very good to begin with, but now they're a tier 2 unit, and I think they have a lot of extra HP from what they used to have. Incredibly powerful units. Like, one of the best tier 2 units in the game, I think. That might be a stretch, but it, especially combined with, like, vampire count healing, it's really, really good. None of the rest of these mattered that much. You can get barrier for Wraiths, Mournghouls, and Hexray, so I mean that's pretty cool. Like maybe late game if we want to do some Wraiths. The problem with Wraiths is they still have a problem with magical attacks, so they lowered their overall physical resist, but they like doubled their HP. So now they're only 55% physical resist, but they have double HP. So overall, I think it makes them a more well-rounded unit. They have a lot of armor piercing damage, which is good, but at the end of the day, maybe it'll matter like really late game. Okay, so that's the techs. Blood Kiss, not a lot changed here other than they really nerfed the spamming vampires strategy for Isabella. So Isabella, I think in Warhammer 2, I was always making the case that she was the strongest lord, or certainly really far up there, because if you take Castle Drakenhof on like turn 3 or something, then you can end up getting like 6 or 7 vampires, which are like tier 4 units, like extremely powerful individual fighter units that had almost no upkeep. It was something like 70% upkeep reduction, and you could just use those vampires to just go face tank legions of Empire units that are coming in, and then just use vortex spells like Purple Sun and just like completely, you know, devastate. They're almost unstoppable. Now, a lot of the chaos stuff is also really, really strong. Like Festus is about on par with what was going on there. But they nerfed it. So it used to give minus 50% upkeep for all heroes, and now it does plus 20% for all characters, 20% extra XP. So not that great overall. I mean, you probably only use that with Isabella, but that specifically was just removed from the game. So now you probably want to go for this, Von Karstein. So the crossbowmen probably don't matter. I mean, it's just an extra thing you can use to defend a town if you need to. But the 10% replenishment's obviously good. That would give you 20% faction-wide if you include Ghorst's bonus. And then the 5 control, that's what we're really looking for. So public order is easier to manage now than it was, you know, maybe a couple of years ago, because they added in, once you get to like negative 75 public order, then it gives you like plus 8. So that basically fixed all your public order problems. So now you're hit with growth instead of public order, and it really doesn't matter in most of your secondary towns because you don't need to build them up very high. You just need the money building, and then you just keep moving. But this will help you stabilize early on. I don't think you need to get to tier 3, but getting that to tier 2 is good. This guy's still kind of whatever. He does give you a little bit of extra magic. The research rate's okay. Upkeep reduction's obviously good. But 12 kisses for that last one is a ton. I think that this guy's tier 2 with the extra vampiric corruption plus 5 a turn is pretty nice as well. Although they reworked corruption, made it a bit easier. So yeah, just early game, just try to get Von Karstein going. He's also a pretty good fighter, and I believe, I can't remember all the skills that he has, but I believe he has stuff for like Vargheists, Varghulfs. I don't remember if he has stuff for Cryptors or not. That's probably this guy. But he's a pretty good lord, I think. And he's immortal. So if we want to go wide with lords, picking up some of those lords could be a good deal. And the buildings. So the things they changed here that are notable, again, you have the Cryptors early on, and they put them in the corpse cart tree, which is actually pretty handy because that's going to give us access to Crypt Ghouls early if we want to be able to recruit that. Which again, you're going to get a little bit of bonus with Ghorst for having these. They're pretty good units just to kind of sprinkle in. They are more vulnerable than things like zombies. But tier 2 is still incredibly strong. And if you notice, the buildings are way, way cheaper. Way cheaper. Like, upgrading the main towns kind of takes forever. It's 4 turns each, 5 turns each to upgrade these, so that kind of sucks. But the buildings themselves are far cheaper. It's like 50% off or something. Like, these Forbidden Libraries are only 5,000 instead of 10,000. These are, like, the Binding Circle, I think used to be 4,000 or 5,000. It's 2,500. So, overall, they've rebalanced that pretty well. Then you're going to have access to this Balefire. I think they reworked it. Yeah, it gives all of your units magical attacks and flaming attacks, which, again, very, very good against some kinds of units, most notably demons or other things trying to regenerate. That's pretty nice, and that's basically permanent. So yeah, really good utility unit to have in your arsenal. They also buffed up Vigor Mortis, so now it's +5/+5, but it's also -1% Vigor. It's basically like +1% Vigor, effectively. So in other words, if your units are standing close to these, they're going to have pretty much perfect Vigor most of the time. So obviously, incredibly powerful buff that they put with that. And then this is still regeneration. And they changed regeneration in general to be a certain percentage of your max health rather than a flat amount. So units that have a ton of HP are going to benefit more from this. So like zombies are going to benefit a lot. These Cryptors, again, huge HP pool, 10,700. I think they used to have like 7,000 HP. So they're really strong. They may have buffed their melee attack too. I can't remember. But I know they have a lot more HP than they used to. And they were already good. And those are also some of your only siege attackers early on that you can get that are, like, reliable. I guess you have access to these at tier 3. These Morn Ghouls now, which they moved over from Vampire Coast. It's pretty much the same unit. Obviously going to be pretty strong, a little bit more expensive, less HP than the Cryptors, but I haven't tried them yet, but I assume they're pretty good. They also moved the Black Coach down. It's no longer tier 5, which is ridiculous. Like, it's not a tier 5 unit. So we might actually try one of these out. It really doesn't fit our playstyle, like, super well. But if you can flank around with these and get them in a town or something and just, like, run down some archers, you know, maybe it can be useful. I suspect it's probably still a waste of time. But it is tier 3. It's a lot cheaper. It's attached with the Banshees, and we definitely want Banshees. So I might try it out. Knights are still worthless. You have to have your own tree over here, basically, to get the Knights. You do get access to the White King, which is not amazing. But they did, I think they buffed these up a little bit. Like, 42 weapon strength and bonus versus infantry. Like, that's pretty good. I mean, maybe they're better than I think they are. I feel like they used to have in the 20s melee attack. It was pretty bad. And I don't think they had magical attacks. So I don't know. Maybe they're better than I'm giving them credit for. They certainly don't seem as good as a lot of factions like Premier Cavalry, but they are only tier 2. So are they on par with like Empire Knights? Probably. I don't remember the exact stats on Empire Knights. They have less armor, but they are anti-infantry. Probably. But the fact that you kind of have to go out of your way to get some of these things is sort of annoying. So that's pretty much it. Like, just the buildings are cheaper, but they take longer to accomplish, and they give you access to a lot of your early game units, or to a lot of the higher tier units at an earlier rate. And they've done that with a lot of factions. They've rebalanced it, and I think that's fair. Because, again, this is, like, ridiculous. This should not be tier 5. Giants should not be tier 5. Giants should really be tier 3, honestly. And even then, a lot of people would probably question how useful they are. But anyways, okay, enough talking. Let's get in here and destroy some people. Alright, and again, we want zombies because he's going to give a lot of bonuses to zombies. Oops, I meant to raise dead. There we go. Probably don't need anything else. I'll show his skills real quick before we get in there. So, like, the main thing is this Brothers Ghorst Corpse Cart. Look at all these effects that he gets off of this. So he gets Master of the Dead, which heals people for 0.05 early. Reliquary of Corruption. That is the Mortis Engine effect. A lot of damage. AoE automatically. Healing everybody extra for 0.1. And he has Vigor Mortis for the extra melee attack and defense and the Vigor Loss reduction. And he personally has Regeneration. Immune to contact effects, all this stuff. So he's just going to be putting out a ton of damage and giving out a lot of healing. And you have extra healing cap, plus 30 armor for everybody. It's just kind of nuts, everything that he ends up getting. Like, all these free skills overall. So this eventually, once we were to level this up, this is Zombies and Skeleton Warriors. Upkeep reduction. Thrall Master's going to give us Raised Dead reduction. This thing allows us to summon up Grave Guard if we want to use magic on that. Probably won't use that too much, honestly. Extra research, raised dead cost, Vigor Mortis, Unholy Lodestone, and Reliquary have a much longer range, which is handy for these huge, like, blobbed up units. And the real crazy stuff starts to come in right here. So, extra speed for him personally, and your Lord's army gets an extra 30%. So that's going to get him closer to having a reasonable speed. And then plus 12 melee attack faction-wide for all zombies. Ward save for all zombies faction-wide. Healing cap plus 500% for all zombies faction-wide. In addition to giving him a bunch of personal bonuses. And this one, Ravenous Dead, 0.4%. That is 4 times the normal regeneration rate for all zombies faction-wide. And 50% weapon strength for all zombies faction-wide. That's why I'm saying I think I'm going to be able to hopefully just paint the map, you know, green or black with corruption, whatever, like, faster than almost anybody, because I can just make, like, 6 armies of all zombies just about, and throw in a couple of business units, something to regenerate them, and, like, you know, something just to flank and, you know, route some of their units, and you can just totally take over, man. It's going to be so strong, I think. Yeah, that is nutty that it's faction-wide. That's why I say that I think he might literally be the best lord in the game.
Can I assist you?
It's like low-key. A lot of people won't respect it, but... Okay, we want to... This is looking weird.
Into the night.
Okay, I'm wanting to stand there so I can get a couple more zombies. So, like, yes, your top-end units, are those going to be as strong as something like Festus? Probably not, right? I kind of don't want to get injured. Let's just run them over real quick. You know, do they have anything that's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with, like, fully upgraded Nurgle Chosen, right? Probably not, right? I mean, Mortis engines, maybe, honestly, but yeah, they're gonna have higher quality units. But I just feel like the income. That's another thing I didn't show you about the town. They improved your income significantly, I think, because the Gibbet now gives, I think, 250 gold, and it only costs 500 for a tier 1 Gibbet. It used to cost 1,000, it used to require tier 2, and it used to give you 100, I'm pretty sure. So that's like an insane boost to income. And the, the towns still give, like, pretty good money themselves, like a couple hundred gold per town. So he might have, I don't want to say the best income in the game, like Dark Elves and Slaanesh, can really get moving on that front, but certainly really, really good income. Again, if you're going like turbo wide, I'm not talking like if you're tier 5 and you have, you know, every single technology and upgrade and whatever else, right? I'm talking just you crushing all the towns, running around. It seems like you should be able to get really, really strong. Oh, that's cute. They're summoning up some rats on me. Alright, sure.
Life is a phase.
You have to be in combat in order to cause these like Mortis engine effects.
The living will join us. Undead, come forth. We lose it. Dead all.
I just like ignoring their lord. I just don't care. If he wants to summon stuff on me, sure, bring it on. It's just what freaking Game of Thrones should have been. This is like hard home.
So much.
God. Alright. Tonight, as of this recording, House of Dragon is coming out, so we'll see. I don't remember a lot of the story or the time frame when that's supposed to be set. I think it's the Targaryen Civil War. I guess I won't spoil too much. I have not read... I think it's not based on main books. I like skimmed the main books. I didn't read like every word verbatim, right? But I was like flipping through trying to get major plot points for the original series. And man, dude, it really was like some of the best TV ever the first few seasons. But honestly, I didn't mind season 6, like 5, 6, maybe even some of 7. A lot of people thought those are really bad. I was like, come on, guys, it's not that bad. But like, season 8 was just inexcusable. So horrible. Like, I didn't mind, and I won't spoil it if people haven't seen it, because there will be people that didn't watch it originally, especially kind of younger people maybe, who are like, I don't know, 10 when it came out. They're going to watch this and want to go back and watch the original one. But I didn't mind some of the twists at the end. The person who ends up on the Iron Throne, that was questionable. But kind of the big bad of the series, I saw that coming too, based on previous events, so I wasn't disappointed with that. I just felt like, it just felt really rushed. It's like, guys, that's one of the most successful TV shows of all time. Like, that's probably the best work, or the most popular work a lot of those actors are ever going to do. By most accounts, most of them loved working with each other. Like, why are y'all stopping this early? Like, HBO is willing to throw a wheelbarrow of money at you. George R. R. Martin's on board with it. I assume most of the actors are probably on board with it. Like, why not just do 10 seasons? That's what most people wanted. And you would have time to flesh out a lot of the loopholes and stuff. There's no reason it had to be rushed. It wasn't like a failing show.
I will bathe in that
It was still, even for how much people hated the finale, it was still like one of the most watched finales of all time. And the ratings were still good in the last few seasons, so that's just the one thing upsetting to me, is it's such a rich universe. There's so much more you could tell. You could explore. Maybe they wanted to save some of that for a prequels, sequels, and stuff like that. But I think it was mostly Dan and Dave who just wanted to move on to different projects. Their pride, you know, they were personally getting critiqued really heavily for the show. Why are they not running yet? So I think they were just tired of it, and they thought they were going to get the Star Wars show, I think. And so I believe they were trying to wrap it up so they could get the Star Wars show, and then they wanted to get... They were going to do some Civil War movie or show or something like that, and both of those got canceled. They got kicked from both of them, primarily because the last season was so bad on Game of Thrones. So I think it was mostly them. But, you know, if you're done with the show, though, like, is it that hard just to say, hey, we're just going to defer to the writers on this, we're going to defer to other people, and just let them make the call on this? I think it was really just an ego thing. Or just hand it off to somebody else. Just say, hey, I mean, that's not unheard of to change showrunners. I mean, it's usually not great, but if you're done with it, like, you could probably find someone else. Like, I'm sure everyone involved would rather find someone else and keep it going. Anyways, I won't go too far down that rabbit hole, but we'll just take the money. Okay, so...
Merciless. I love it.
I think we want... Upkeep reduction is very good. Character experience gain 30% is quite good. This is obviously very strong. I mean, we really... The zombies aren't going to kill anyone, hardly. I really don't need the money reduction. I mean, it is nice. That's really good. God, all these skills are so strong. Alright, I guess we will go ahead and get this. I mean, it will add up.
Corpse Master. I go.
Now, I kind of want to wait until we get another kiss. And then I'll hire the, a new lord. Okay, over here, how much are we gaining? We're gaining +3. Growth is very nice. Does this have growth? It does. I'm not sure if we're going to upgrade this. I mean, it's going to take forever, but I'll just go ahead and growth it. I think that's it. We don't need to do much else. And I don't know if the Raise Dead is based on the level of corruption, like what you can raise, or based on your town tech level, or based on how many turns in the game. With Festus, it says his basically Raise Dead is his warband is based on the amount of corruption. And it also says buildings and location. Location wouldn't make a lot of sense for Ghorst, but it could be based on buildings, but you would think it would say that, like the building itself would say something like increased chance of higher unit Raise Dead or something like that. Do we just do... I'm tempted to just do control with him, but I guess we'll do fighter. I could just auto-resolve this. I mean, I have so much replenishment anyways. Let's just see what it looks like. Ooh. Okay, well, I could have done that a lot cleaner. But we are going to get to sit in the town. And we have 10% replenishment anyways. I'm hoping this will be fine. Okay, we Probably just want to occupy most of the time. They've made sack and occupy less tempting or less beneficial than it has been in the past because repairing the town costs so much. This is probably okay. I mean, it's going to take us 2 more turns to run over here anyways.
Master of unlife.
This is only 5% campaign movement range instead of 10, so it's like... It's pretty good, but... Okay, we don't need to get anything else here. That's going. Alright.
My cruelty knows no limits.
Oh. Damn it. I think I forgot to...
Necromancer.
Well, is growth okay? I mean, I could put the gibbet in there. Yeah, see, look at that. That is so much... It's a much, much better value proposition. I mean, what do I get at tier 2 that I even care about? Does this spread 1 vampiric corruption? Yeah. I mean, we're not in like a super rush for the vampiric corruption. Like, the public order's nice, but again, it probably doesn't matter. Yeah, let's just get rid of it. I should have done it last turn. Let's just get rid of that. And then we'll just put a gibbet in there. Like, having those, corruption buildings is cool, but I'm not sure if it's as necessary as it used to be. We could kind of choose where we want to go. I think going over here and trying to take out Nurgle is probably a good idea before he gets too strong.
Death is only the beginning. What do you seek?
What are my acceptable climates? Temperate Island, Savannah, and Jungle are bad. Okay. That's one thing that I really, really like about Skaven and a lot of the Horde factions in general, Beastmen, Chaos stuff, is not having to worry about the climates. Climate mechanic is kind of dumb. I get what they're trying to do with it. They're trying to make each place feel a little different, but... It seems more annoying rather than like I'm feeling immersed in an experience more. It's like, ooh, I can't settle in a temperate climate when I'm playing Dark Elves or something. It's like that feels good because that feels authentic to the lore. It's like, dude, I just want to kill stuff, man. I don't know. I mean, there are mods where you can take it off, but
The dead shall rise.
okay, just go ahead and upgrade that. Before I forget this time.
My puppet dance. Seeking entity.
Yeah, I mean, probably some kind of Slaneshi faction probably has the best income. But Diet and Defeat. Okay, so this is going to kind of be a test here. What are we at? We're at 33 minutes. Okay, we're doing well. Let's keep rolling. Because this guy has these mortars. He only has one of them. But they have a lot of units, and they got the mortars. We're a little dinged up with the zombies. But I still think we can take them. Alright. We do not want them to be able to sit on these ledges. This looks okay. There are no ledges. Well, no, there's right there. I think this is where I went in before. Obviously, there are ledges here, too. It's kind of hard for there not to be any. That's sort of a tough choke point. We've got a little... This is a little bit wider than some of the others, because we're going to have to run past with these crypt horrors and shut up those mortars. This is what I did when I was practicing this. I think I went through this one.
Helman Ghorst. Helman Ghorst.
The summoning begins.
Just gonna put those on there.
Corpse cart.
Okay, I think we got everything fully.
They will come when I call.
Okay.
Corpse cart. So much death.
Oh, well, those were way over there. I mean, I don't know where they all are. They're coming. They don't stack up as much. We'll see. I haven't really played a heavy artillery faction yet. We'll see how that plays out. It seems like they, maybe, okay, they're the things. Maybe they're not stacking up as much because that makes them too vulnerable.
Join my minions in undeath.
Yeah, just run past this, boys. Come on.
All before us will perish. Life ends. Death. No.
Swiftly.
I don't know where. I thought they had their little dude over here. Are they protecting it, or? I don't see any mortars popping off.
With haste.
The dead are mine.
That's what I want. We need to get in here and...
With haste. Beautiful decay.
Where are they?
My veins.
I thought I saw their icon. Maybe it was something else. The poison wind mortars. That's what we really have to try to deal with. All these little arrows probably aren't going to matter. There we go. Once you see this little, like, animation, that means we're getting the AoE.
Dead. Come forth. Death to all.
There it is. Where the hell is that coming from? Oh, no. Oof. Wow, that's so far out of the way. I mean, we can still probably beat them, but it's not great. We might just have to run them out of ammo. How much ammo do they have? Can I push past them?
I will bathe in their blood.
And the graphics card is like, why are you doing this, bro? Why you do this to me?
Mortis engine.
Yeah, start attacking Mortis Engine. There we go. I mean, if we lose zombies, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, they hit their own people there, though. That was really bad for them. I mean, I guess we have that going for us. If they aim for this front line, like that, they're hitting their own units. And they don't have regeneration. I mean, that's a cool animation, but it's gonna be a sauna in here soon for my graphics card. I have like a 3080 Ti, but it's still gonna.
It is fate. Now, that is wise. An ancient power is rising.
Just like ignoring this assassin. God. And I still have some ammo. They had a really good position this time on those. That when I practiced before, they did not. It's just like an insane position. Guy just push in. Okay, like right now, go shut. I mean, they're almost out of ammo at this point, but.
With haste.
Get under the bridge. This guy's just like clogging up so much too. Push forward, boys. What are we doing? Never ends. Dude, that thing is gonna have like, okay, it's basically out of ammo. It's gonna have like over 1,000 kills, like for sure.
Kill them! Swiftly, with haste.
Just get over here and shut these towers up at least. There's more of these things over here.
Serve my will.
Okay, these are probably gonna run here soon. We need some healing over here.
Now, awake.
Maim and kill.
See me run. All will wither. Life ends. Mortis engine.
Where's the other one? Boys, get on the flag. How are those things not dead? Alright.
Butcher them.
I will say, like, the Chaos Marauders with great weapons and definitely Chaos Warriors put out a lot more damage than these zombies do. But they're also way more expensive.
The living will join us. Now, with haste. Fight another time. I obey. As you command.
Swiftly.
Yeah, these things are about to bite the dust there.
Helm and Ghorst.
Yeah, they're probably wiped. We'll just let them go, it's fine. I don't know if we need to heal up zombies. I mean, none of our, like, important units are really injured. I mean, we might get them back with the Dead Rise again, we'll see. If not, whatever. Just raised dead. I mean, I guess it was ghouls that we lost. Where's that? Oh, it only killed 100. Wow. I guess these things were doing more damage than I thought, the gutter runners. My thing, the Mortis engine almost killed 1,000.
Your might is now.
Now, it said these battle sites don't matter as much.
My cruelty knows no limits. Ghorst!
I got 3 levels off of that. Okay, I think... Go that way. Hell yeah, 13 melee attack, baby. Let's go.
My puppet starts.
This guy is... I mean, I guess we just want hard to hit on him. Get him in there and his face tank hordes. I mean, we can use him to kill their, like, lords and stuff like that, I guess, if we really wanted to, but... So we have... Was that a faction leader we just killed? How'd we get a second kiss already? Okay, we're gonna finish this then, and then we're gonna go here and grab this, so we can get our next lord going.
Helman Ghorst.
Just in case we get attacked, we'll go ahead and just hire one of those. Alright. Now, I don't know if that 15% is like a flat 15%. I feel like it probably is. Okay, but I do want this new lord. Need one more blood kiss.
Dark magic is mine.
Flayed Rock is a capital. Do we get that, or go down here and... I think we go ahead and finish off this capital. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Okay, so the fact that it was a battle site, that we got 1 billion kills, does help out a lot still. I thought they said it really wasn't going to impact it. 6 of 3, huh? We can use this with our secondary lord, I think.
I admire your depravity. I am ready.
Alright, we'll save these for the next lord. I mean, maybe I should be saving a crypt hoarder for him. It says these are, like, there's going to be a lot of these coming up. That seems bugged. 3 of 1? I don't know how you increase capacity. I mean, this is probably strong enough. Like, having one of these business units for our other lord is probably a good thing. So they're not going to have as much healing. I guess we'll just get a zombie. We don't need that much more. Like this is already enough. I'm probably going to hand the Mortis engine off to the other guy too, because this guy has a Mortis engine effect as well. I need to, I don't know, maybe I need to get to tier 2 with more buildings, so like more... Maybe I should care about growth more, because if we get to tier 2, that will let me get more necromancers. Which replenish troops, and they can actually just do magical things. I mean, we only need 1 growth, though, right? Is it 2 growth? We only need 1 growth to get to tier 2, so... Does this have growth with it? This already has growth. I think that's probably fine, and there's a growth, whatever, provincial edict. There we go. I'm like blanking on it. I have an old person moment. Okay. So I'm just noticing here, like, Ghorst just doesn't have that much magic. Like, I've got single target Nehekar. I could get, I could put 1 extra point in there and get 2, but I think just going for, going for a Necromancer is probably the way to go.
Death is only the beginning. They shall despair.
Are we gonna have enough time for this? Let's see what it looks like.
Way.
Okay, so we could just auto-resolve it and lose a zombie, but we would gain 20 minutes of time not having to fight it. We don't have any other enemies. I think I'm cool with just autoing it. We'll lose a zombie, everybody's busted up, whatever, we'll just replenish a lot. Dead rise again. Okay, so we get him back.
My puppet starts.
Yeah, it's going to take us 2 turns to walk anywhere anyways. Now, I think he's trying to get... There's like some capital, I think, right here. That we should maybe try to get early. But, again, I think getting rid of... getting rid of Dude is probably better. Do I care? I mean... Weapon strength for Cryptors. Charge bonus doesn't matter as much. I think maybe just coming through here. Children of the Night. Raise dead costs down. I think just this. 9% upkeep's obviously good. Even though it's not that expensive right now. If we do want to put more business units in there. Probably a good play.
Master of the dead.
Okay, we'll put that in there and we'll get a 10% upkeep reduction. And we'll go ahead and just bump all of these up. We get, is it 50 extra gold? I guess we don't get any extra bonuses for gibbets. But it would give us 3 necromancers. They're 250, which is expensive, but you definitely want 1 in each army. Okay, we got 2 more turns on the Kiss. Do we need any...
magic is mine to command.
Raise dead. I mean, we could just raise dead and bring them all back. We'll wait 1 turn on the replenishment, but if we need to, that's an option. Alright. I think that's all good. This is all good. 9... Do we need more growth over here? I feel like we don't. Because we're going to expand so fast, like, the capital just doesn't even matter. It's just basically, we're just going to get, like, crazy raised deads from, like, big battles. Like, I think that's the main way we're going to be able to get units. So, I mean, we're almost full on corruption, though, too. This doesn't spread it to other provinces. It's just, like, what, 1 extra corruption? Doesn't matter. Okay. recruitment. It's like a super old school
Quest has
thing.
been issued, mighty lord. A great adventure beckons. Be wary, though, for while the potential rewards are great, so too are
Blood
the
Kiss
perils.
+2, that's interesting. Wow, +5 for Necros. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. I mean, we literally just have a bunch of zombies. I don't think it's a good idea to do that, especially until like we at least get the upgrades for the zombies. Obviously, I would love to have that recruitment for necromancers before I start hiring them. But all right, we'll go ahead and upgrade capital. What? Growth. That's fine.
What do you say?
If for no other reason, we could just like get corruptive or whatever on them. I think they probably have that. I don't know, where it's like extra corruption. This guy doesn't have that option, does he?
The beginning.
I know the vampires do. Maybe other ones don't. But the stuff that spreads extra corruption is gonna be really clutch here.
Shall rise. Merciless. I love it. Moving.
We're not at war with anyone else, are we? No. Oh, there were a lot there. Okay, didn't notice that. Wait, what?
My cruelty knows no limits.
Okay, yeah, it's just not telling us everything that's here. Oh, Lord. We got a Mortis engine now? I mean, I'm already going to hand one off. My God. That seems kind of OP, though, man, honestly. Early on, getting a tier 4 unit. Okay, well, I guess we'll keep the one Mortis engine here, and we'll put one on the other guy. We should be able to hire him next turn. Everything else, I think, is good. I got one more turn there. Okay. Mortis Engine is like one of the most powerful units in the game too. Like it's so strong. I know a lot of people will be like, well, in multiplayer you just focus it out with archers. It's like, probably, dude, but this is not multiplayer. And it has regeneration, like, it's got a lot of HP too. Like, I've tried to focus it before with like wood elves fighting against undead in the past, and it's easier said than done sometimes, especially if your archers are getting disrupted by like hounds and things. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll awaken this guy. Is he at the capital? Oh no, I just have the privilege of unlocking him, I guess. Okay, so it's 4%. Okay, I thought it was 3. Maybe they increase it to 4. Nevertheless, it's still like really cheap. Cheaper than 15 for sure from the base game. Let's see what he has real quick, and then we'll call it an episode. Forest chain buildings are cheaper, 100%, so fell bats are free. That's interesting. Hounds are better. Like, that's cool, because then I can get, like, some fast units to go with the zombies. 40% on Vargeist, that's nice. Recruitment turn on Vargeist, okay. Yeah, I thought that was his thing. Speed reduction, oh, and damage per second, Vortex. 35 meters. Only affects flying units. Okay. He can get on a zombie dragon. Obviously good. Benevolent Overlord. Helps out your other characters. Okay. Extra crossbowmen. Missile strength. All this stuff for crossbowmen. Again, probably not. Don't necessarily need a ton of those. Immortal. Obviously good. Okay. So, not insane, but alright, you know. The fact that he's a pretty good fighter, though, and he's immortal, is handy. He's probably better than most other lords. Like, the hunger is really good. I think most vampire lords get that. He also has magic, but again, we're probably just going to get the necromancers to do that stuff. But anyways, okay. Well, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much. Obviously, getting off to an amazing start here. We're going to steamroll even faster than possible. I didn't get this the last time I fought, where we got all these crazy things here. That's happened to me before in Warhammer 2. I thought they fixed that when they changed this, but going to be pretty strong. Looks like Nurgle is also doing pretty well over here. So we might have our work cut out for us. We're going to try to get in there. I mean, if we have a problem, we could hire, like, one more Cryptor or something over here to help us hack through them, but we'll see. Anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you'd like to sponsor a campaign yourself, just email me at thestretchprofessor@gmail.com, and I'll see you next time.